Hey, so let's do a little update. We, as we talked about last time, we had a brain scan, and there was a new 10 lumps or whatever. Yeah, and there was a term that fell into my gaze called leptomeningeals or leptomeningeale or whatever. It's they call it an LM disease, and apparently this is as it says here. Leptomeningeal disease is a significant complication of advanced cancer. That means people who develop this condition are already in the more serious stages of cancer. In general, people who receive treatment for this condition live between 3 to 6 months after diagnosis. And people who don't have treatment live for about a month after diagnosis. That said, of course, every person's blah, blah, blah. Some may live longer and some may live shorter. So what is this leptomeningeal, whatever, in the LMs? Well, it's now cancer that has been spread through, let's have a look here. The cerebral spinal fluid, and the leptomeninges, or whatever, the membrane that surrounds your brain and spinal cord. So there's a difference in metastases that are soft and not soft, but they're firm. And then you have apparently these, you can develop these linguomeningeal, the LMs, let's just call it like that. So sorry. So what does that mean? Well, it means that as I read it here, that you just from a life expectancy to be like the unknown for like maybe years to somewhere between 3 to 6 months. That's now it's getting close, yeah. And a lot of thoughts are going through your mind. I mean, like as I addressed in one of the early videos here, that um, can you really get yourself ready for something like this? I mean, we have 2.5 years we've lived together so far with this, and I know that eventually this might happen, but I thought it was like in the distance out here somewhere, but now it's awfully close. If we say 6 months, it's not, of course, it's not definite because, well, as the doctor says, it's most likely. But if a doctor says most likely, it's probably not going to be like a 50-50 chance. It's most likely, which means that it's 90% or something like that, that yes, this is the LM that is moved in. In my wife's case, she has really received some major, really hard drugs or chemotherapy for this kind of thing. And they also had done the radiation, and they're skeptical and afraid to do more radiation because they're afraid if they do so, they will leave her as a vegetable. So that is not an option anymore. So now what do we got left? We got life. Oh, man. Let's see. We got, is there a cure for it? No. Prognosis, live, how to live. They're gonna try to sustain life as much as possible, and of course they can maybe slow it down a bit, but the outcome, 3 to 6 months, and the doctors haven't even told us yet. So you can say that and say, well, you don't know because the doctor haven't told you yet. No, I know, but if they do say that you got the LM, then you have the LM, and there's no going back on that. I mean, that's uncurable, they say. And we got 2 kids, 6 and 9. How the hell are they gonna take it? I mean, obviously, I've told them as kids, as you tell kids, what's going on. I mean, if I didn't tell them, they would probably make up stories in their head or think it is their fault and all that. And it is not. And I told them plenty of times that this is a disease that just happens. And it's not their fault. It's not my fault. It's not their mother's fault. It's no one's fault. It just happens. Like, right? Sometimes. And the leptomeningeals, whatever they call them, is a result of prolonged cancer treatment, as I see it. So yeah, I do believe that she is about to give up. She is not about to give up though, but her body and her brain and yeah. Man. And as I say here, how do you take care of yourself? Well, it's important that you have a clear view of the prognosis. We haven't got that one yet. It's a serious complication of advanced late-stage cancer and cannot be cured. And ask your healthcare provider what you can expect and give you specific situations that you can set your priorities, such as managing your symptoms and you're comfortable possible. Yeah, so it's about comfort now. It's not about saving anything, but because you can't, as I read it here. We're going to go for a brain scan or whatever, the 22nd and the 25th of this month. And when that's done, it'll take about a week or so to get the results of that. And then we'll know exactly where we are. I hope. Because I haven't told my wife about this because she lives oblivious to this, because she still believes that she's doing just fine. Which is good. Sometimes ignorance is bliss. Maybe it'll be the same for me. I don't know. I'm the kind of guy I need to know. Well, I have a lot of stake here. I have 2 kids that I need to take care of. If mommy just died tomorrow, just like that, I'll be like oblivious to it. It'll be probably hit a little harder than if you actually know what is going on and you may be able to, prepare in some ways for what's about to happen. So yeah, it's an update. It's not a good one, guys, but it's just how it is. Take care of each other.